Earlier this year, Ryan Coogler's Sinners came out. And I thought it was pretty good. I didn't like it as much as everyone else, but it had a fun cast, great music, clear homages to some fun films.
Y'all gonna eat this clover garlic.
We're gonna draw a little bit of everybody's blood.
But it did something better than I've ever seen done in a movie.
You boys twins? Nah, we cousins.
I don't think we're interested.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Whether it's real-life genetic twins,
They thought I was you!
comic relief,
Twins, Basil. Twins.
or some mind-bending plot twist,
It's nothing easy about two men sharing one life.
twins being conjured out of movie magic has been happening for longer than you think.
Hello, sis.
Like, this is Betty Davis in 1946 playing both twin sisters in A Stolen Life.
He must be wonderful.
It looks pretty good. Seamless movement, amazing lighting, like look at those shadows, great timing on the line deliveries.
Who is he? Who's what?
The movie relies on tricking you into believing that this is two separate people.
Spend an awfully long time in front of the mirror.
And for 80 years ago, it looks incredible. Like, I would have bought it back in the day, but it's not flawless. If you look closely, there's some visual errors that pop up, especially when the sisters have to physically interact. For example, when this match is handed over, there's a glitch. It flips. It just doesn't quite work. But fast forward 80 years and we get a similar exchange in Sinners. This is Michael B. Jordan playing two twins, the Smokestack twins, aptly named Smoke and Stack. And yet again, the movie relies on us believing that these are two separate people with two separate personalities.
Charles, nigga, just let them see it's you. We've been gone a long time, Stack. 7 years ain't long enough to forget about us.
Part of this is the characterization.
Their characters move in a different way, act in a different way.
Smoke, he wore his trauma differently. He kind of closed up a bit. And Stack was a lot lighter. You know, he smiled through his pain. You know, he smiled through his trauma.
I got 500 more bottles just like that.
But also, there's no glitches. The twins look visually stunning. I actually couldn't believe it looked so stupidly convincing while I was watching it, so I wanted to find out why. But before we get into this thing,
how about a camera rig that they strap on?
We've got to get back to basics.
We're not sisters. I've never seen her before in my life.
This is The Parent Trap. No, not the Lindsay Lohan version, although we'll get to that soon. This is the original, from 1961, starring Hayley Mills as both twins. The movie is often cited as the first mainstream twins movie to achieve box office success, which justified the popularization of simple camera tricks for generations to come.
We would shoot the scene twice.
As special effects supervisor Bob Broughton explains, the easiest of these was split screen.
We would shoot it and we would have an actress double standing where the other twin would normally be standing.
This photographic double, basically someone for the lead actor to act against, is Twins 101. In The Social Network, it was Josh Pence. In Sinners, it was Percy Bell. In the new Parent Trap, there are about 6 different doubles. And in the original, it was Susan Henning.
I actually learned the whole script, both Susan and Sharon parts, and we would alternate positions at different times.
Admittedly, this feels a bit cruel, as the doubles have to learn both scripts, act as both characters.
And then we'd change clothes and switch wigs.
But are never shown on screen, so they don't get any of the credit.
This is my photo double.
But if you've seen any of the alternate takes, like this is Josh Pence and Armie Hammer acting as the Winklevoss twins in Social Network.
Now I am asking you for the 100th time.
Armie Hammer is clearly a better actor, and that's why he got the job.
I'm 6'5", 220, and there's 2 of me.
Anyway, the simplest way to hide a double is an over-the-shoulder shot like this.
Tell me a couple more times how close the race was, just brutal.
But in a wide shot, it's a little more difficult. To create a shot like this, the camera was secured so that even though the
2 scenes were shot 20 minutes apart, everything was still exactly the same.
Then the scene was filmed twice, once with Hayley Mills playing one twin and then the other. Both sets of film were then run through an optical printer at 2 different exposures. Here's Bob again to explain.
One exposure would be the girl on the left with a matte blacking out the right side so no light hit the film.
Then they'd rewind that film back into the printer.
And then we would shoot a second exposure on the same film with the matte on the left side.
And voila, you have a complete scene on a new set of film.
You go ahead and enjoy yourselves. We're going to bed.
This split screen technique was used in earlier films too. Like this was way before The Parent Trap, with shadows and strategically positioned background elements used to hide the sharp line between the 2 sets of film. Alright, so now we understand split screen, but what if you want to move the camera?
Because you wouldn't want to send the wrong kid all the way back to England. Would you?
This one's pretty easy. Once technology evolved, cameras could be placed on robotic arms that could record the exact camera movements made during a take and then replicate them a second time round.
Sweet dreams, Mommy dearest.
This is motion control. In a twins movie, the first take is done by hand with the actor playing one twin, then the actor repositions themselves, acts as the other twin, and the robot takes over, replicating the exact same movements.
That computer will take over the control of the camera and the entire camera will move through space sort of magically as it does the same thing.
And as this is again split screen, the two shots get combined and then both twins are in the same shot.
Would you?
Movie magic, super simple.
Woo! Tough guy.
If the clone's coming towards me and I have an earwig.
Oh, it's probably worth mentioning earwigs at this stage too.
And the second time around, I have what's called an earwig.
One of the best cues for an actor is dialogue, and with motion control shots demanding a delicately choreographed ballet with someone who isn't there, like you're acting against no one a lot of the time, they use earwigs, tiny little earbuds that feed lines and cues directly into the actor's ear. Here's 12-year-old Lindsay Lohan explaining how tough this is.
Yeah, I had to do one at camp, and it was really hard because me and me had to grab food at the same time, so it had to be timed perfectly, and that was pretty hard because I didn't know. So I usually go off my lines or other people's lines.
All right, super easy. Now on to the big one. With the introduction of green and blue screen technology, combining rolls of film became a thing of the past, and a whole new world of possibilities arrived. You could feature a twin in a mirror.
By putting the blue screen reflected in the mirror, you get all the reflections in the bevel of the glass.
Honey, you never looked better.
You could Frankenstein a character together with limbs from other shots.
It often was a head replacement, or sometimes we had to have the arm of one character because it was, attaching to the neck of Lupita.
But things really changed when facial scanning technology came in. This sci-fi looking thing is a computer-controlled lighting rig. It's got lots of cameras in it, takes photos from lots of different angles with whatever lighting setup you want. And for twin movies, this means you can superimpose one actor's face onto their photographic double.
So I won't be able to do Saturday as I have to meet up with my parents.
And using the social network as an example, they would do principal photography with both actors, track the body double's face, analyze lighting conditions for the shot, and then recreate these lighting conditions in the rig with Armie Hammer having to recreate the double's facial expressions and lines. And then finally, they can project that face onto the double. It's more digital compositing. With this method, physical interaction becomes easier, filming is quicker without having to do it twice, and it just, the freedom it provides the whole cast and crew makes this technique look more believable to me, more realistic.
Now understand, it's the last dime you ever gonna see from us.
And this is where we finally return to Sinners.
Your daddy doing right by you? So he not putting his hands on you, is he?
Nah, man. Done too much.
You can shoot Michael twice, or we're now in a world where you can employ a machine learning based approach and basically recreate a CG head of Michael and put him onto somebody else's body.
Sinners uses basically every technique we've already talked about today. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, and simpler techniques generally save more money too. But deepfake technology is now at the point that photorealism or the quality of the shot is mainly reliant on the amount of data you can provide.
We had to make sure that we were capturing a fully comprehensive data set of Michael B. Jordan's face.
This was also true of Percy Bell.
Machine learning needs to understand the face of the body double, because our body double laughing can look completely different to Michael laughing.
So, similar to the lighting rig, both actors had to make a bunch of silly facial expressions at each filming location. Again, just so the crew had more reference data they could feed into the computer. But the thing that elevates Sinners and the thing that made it the most photorealistic on-screen twins ever, in my opinion, was the Halo rig, which
contains 10 action cameras positioned so we get a full 360 capture of the performers' faces, all of their emotion, all of their facial detail, and all of that information helps us create a really accurate and true-to-life recreation in the scenes.
That's James Alexander, the visual effects producer, explaining the process.
So after we'd filmed principal plates for a twinning shot, we could fly it straight in in, and he would then be able to repeat the performance against one of his stand-ins or body doubles in a B-side to that take.
As I've said throughout this video, a twin movie relies on us believing the twins are two separate people. If we don't believe that, we're not going to believe the rest of the movie, it's going to suck, and something as emotionally affecting as Sinners isn't going to hit home. Luckily, Ryan Coogler's a great director, he knocked it out of the park here, and what I thought could have been a very forgettable movie, I've now rewatched, I don't know, 10 times or something to make this video, and I'll probably end up rewatching it in the future because of this technical achievement.
We were just figuring out the process. Okay, which twin goes first? Which brother is driving the scene?
You're saying we ain't welcome.
No, I'm saying you get down that road, you get back into town.
And I honestly don't know where this goes next. Maybe camera fidelity improves to the point where we don't need halo rigs because you can just zoom in for more facial expressions, or computer learning becomes so good that it's able to superimpose a face with less data. But as the great Jeremy Irons once said, and as has been proven with this 80 plus years of twins movies, they all boil down to the one simple thing.
So I said what we have to do is make them look as similar as we can. Which should be possible because I am the same person.
Anyway, that's it from me. I've been Jack. This is Seen It. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.